What's going on, everybody? It's International Wig, and on today's topic we're going to be talking about how to get your music on the radio. So for the next couple of minutes, let's talk, let's discuss. Welcome to International Wig TV. Here we go.
You're now listening to International Wig.
What's going on, everybody? It's International Wig. On today's topic, I'm going to talk about how to get your song played on the radio. I get asked these questions a lot of times from a lot of my clients, and a lot of people ask me because they like, hey, you've worked with French Montana, you've worked with Rick Ross, you've worked with Atlantic Records, you've worked with G-Unit, you've worked with Universal Records, you've worked with a lot of people. How is it that either the songs you did made the cut, or the songs other producers made the cut, or what are those artists doing to get on these platforms? And one of the number one things that I'm going to start this topic off with is work ethic. That will be number one. Work ethic. That means have a great hook, have a great storyline in terms of your verses. So if you have to get a songwriter to help you do that, paying for beats through different outlets, because you want to get all these things in order. You want to have paid beats and you want to have good songwriting. That's the key. A decent hook, a nice beat. Those are some of the things that have changed in our era now of music. A lot of the times now I've noticed, like on the radio, a lot of the songs are based off of good beats, good melodies. And that's one of the aspects that you can use to help you to be able to get on the radio. Another key element is the DJ. A lot of people do not realize how important it is to have a great relationship with a DJ. I'm going to say this. A DJ, I don't care what anybody says, breaks records. So if you're a rapper, a singer, if you do reggaeton, if you do reggae, if you do trap, if you do grunge, pop music, you have to find a way to get a good relationship with a DJ. And when I say a good relationship with a DJ, there's DJs that's in your city that are on radio stations that play maybe your traffic mix, right? I know everybody in every city has a DJ that plays a 5 o'clock mix or a 12 o'clock mix. I say get in with these DJs. Get in with these DJs. Build a rapport with these DJs. What happens is these DJs can play 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 40 seconds of your song in their mix, right? And that helps because guess what? People will begin to hear you and know who you are. So that would be number two. In adding on to number two, which would be number three, you need to develop yourself in terms of a brand to where people begin to know you. Because if people don't know you, why would they want to listen to your music? And that's one of the most significant things too that I see a lot of people make the mistake with. They're quick to say, oh, I want to get on the radio. Nobody knows you. So what you need to do is you have to develop yourself. It's very important that you develop yourself as an artist and let people know who you are. Once you begin to let people know who you are, you're developing a fan base. I got your attention now. Once you develop a fan base and on all the different spectrums of streaming outlets, you develop a fan base to where people know you. So the name starts to ring a bell to where people are like, oh, I've heard of this person. And once you develop a fan base now, it makes you popular. So once you become popular, people start to wonder, hey, how come I'm not hearing this person on the radio? And what happens is a trickle effect, because even the radio stations have to start saying, okay, we hearing this guy, we hearing this female, they have a buzz, they're buzzing. So it allows the opportunity for you now to get a budget together and be able to facilitate yourself on the radio. Now here's the trick about radio. Radio is not hard, but it's not easy. Why it's not hard? Because you got to put the work in. Why it's easy is because once you put the work in, you'll be good. Now, one of the challenges about radio is, keep in mind, you're going to be competing with Atlantic Records, Sony Records, Quality Control. A lot of these people that already have a budget locked in for the entire year for their artists. So keep in mind, when you hear Drake 8 times a day, 20 times a day, Rihanna 50 times a day, Beyonce 25 times a day, keep in mind, a lot of these slots are paid for in advance by the record label. They pay for these slots because it's changed from how it was in the 90s, the 60s, and the 70s when there was payola. Remember, when there was payola, you can go to the radio station with your own independent budget and slap a paper bag of money and say, hey, I want Little David to get played, and Little David to get played. Now it's a lot different because it's a lot of more corporate entities involved in the structure of the music business now. So you can't just go into the record labels and say, hey, I want to get played. It doesn't work like that, because now there's a lot of protocol. There's a lot of other chains that's involved. And I know things are changing now with even like Clear Channel. There was even talks of back in, I think, the 90s, I believe President Clinton signed the act. And now the act has been changed to where a lot of the major entities and corporations that's involved in radio, that's changed now. So now there might be even a little couple of things going on in radio right now where even a lot of artists won't even be probably getting paid in a timely manner, because a lot of things have changed in the structure of where these bills are changing for music. So, things are changing. But at the end of the day, for an artist to want to go on radio, it's not tricky and hard. It just takes work and dedication, and you putting in the work to say, okay, now it's time for me to put my work in, to get a fan base, and, to budget myself. Because remember, you're going to have to be competing with, these major corporations that have millions of dollars. And it's not an easy thing to compete with these people. So, I would say get in with the DJ, try to get in, their traffic mix, whatever little mix shows that they have. If you have a buzz and you're buzzing as an artist, these DJs are going to take the time to research you, see that you buzzing. You can discuss whatever different methods and ways that these DJs want to be able to play your music. Ask questions, email them, talk to them. Figure out what, these DJs are consulting fees and stuff like that for them to listen to your music, to see that you have an authentic buzz and you're buzzing. I'm a DJ. I started out as a DJ for years. I've worked with Bad Boy. I've worked with Coke Boys. I've worked with We The Best. I've worked with Rich Gang. So I've seen it. I've seen the power of the DJ. The DJ is very important. So I would say get in with your DJs. But, like I said, the lazy act is not going to work. You got to be an artist all the way. And when I say an artist all the way, you have to put that work in. You need great music. You need a budget for yourself. And you need a fan base. Often I hear people talk about wanting to get on a lot of these different shows, like paid shows and stuff like that. I'm going to make a video about that and my thoughts to that. But my thing is, even the fans there, if they don't know you, they don't know you. So I would say in my years of work, I would say that putting in that work and developing your fan base. I mean, in any lane of music that you do, you need a fan base. Without a fan base and a following, nobody knows you. So you can't get your music on radio if nobody doesn't know you. I mean, it's logical. And so that's one of the things that I would say would be the number one formula for getting your song on the radio, would be those elements. Once again, guys, it's been an honor and a pleasure. I'm going to keep giving you guys more content. Thanks for stopping by at International Wig TV. Leave your comments, your likes, subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to keep giving you guys content. And hey, take care, guys.